Moncton will be Jesse Malone. And the starting pitcher for St. John is 8,000.
Good evening and welcome to Memorial Field here in St. John, New Brunswick, as we are back again with another New Brunswick Senior Baseball League regular season matchup. Two teams that were just on our live stream a few days ago down in the hub city in Moncton, as the Moncton Mets, currently sitting at 3-17 on the season, will be here to take on the St. John Alpines, sitting at 7-11 so far this year. Tonight, we'll be joined in the booth with our special guest and regular announcer who was nice enough to let us into his house here. But Aaron McKenna joining us on the mic tonight. Aaron, thank you so much for taking some time to come on with us and more so kind of let us come in and hang out with you tonight.
Dan, it's a pleasure to have you here tonight. Really, it's an honor. The whole team is thrilled to have you. In fact, I told a couple of them earlier that you're going to be here. They're just thrilled to have you. Looking forward to a good game tonight. Moncton and Alpines this is going to be their sixth time playing against each other. Alpines are 4-1 in the season. Both teams have quite the close ERA here tonight. It's going to be a good game.
It should be. And I mean, if you look back only a few days ago on Sunday evening in Moncton, with these two teams meeting up, it was a tight one then, with the Mets coming away with their third win on the year, as they picked up a 3-1 win in that game, which was very tight all the way through. And it was Moncton breaking that one open in the fifth inning, scoring a pair of runs off Alpine reliever Ryan Galbraith in that game. We'll get into our starting lineups here tonight as we set stuff up to get ready to go. We'll start with the visiting team first from Moncton. Starting at center field and leading off is number 4, Don Goods. Batting second and playing shortstop is number 7, Justin Cormier. Batting third and playing second base is number 29, Nick St. Pierre. Batting cleanup and the DH this evening for Moncton is number 30, Sam Lund. Batting fifth is the right fielder, number 6, Sean Bartley. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 14, Jackson Decker. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 25, Brian Smith. And batting eighth is the catcher, number 3, Nick LeBlanc. And batting ninth is the third baseman, number 26, Justin Bro. The starting pitcher tonight for the Moncton Mets is veteran right-hander, number 11, Jesse Malone. We'll get to the St. John lineup here in just 2 seconds after the national anthem.
We have special guests tonight, the KV under 11 AAA Red Sox team. The opening pitch is going to be thrown by Hunter Charette.
So as you can hear from our public address announcer here, just before we get to the St. John lineup tonight, we do have some guests in the house this evening as the KV Red Sox baseball team. The U11 team will be joining the St. John Alpines here at the park tonight. Heading out to the mound right now to throw out the opening pitch is player Hunter Charette, as Adam Clark takes that pitch from him. So we'll get to the St. John lineup now for this evening's game. Leading off and playing shortstop is number 7, Adam Clark. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 22, Hayden Dow. Batting third, the third baseman, number 16, Connor Hill. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 8, Mark Legier. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 23, Ryan Galbraith. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 3, Jake McCarthy. Batting seventh and playing left field, number 50, Cole Flowers. Batting eighth and playing center field is number 8, Zach Alain. And batting ninth and playing second base this evening for the Alpines is number 6, Tyler Doucette. The starting pitcher for the Alpines is left-hander number 22, Hayden Dow. As the Alpines take the field here. And Aaron, I know Hayden had a pretty successful season last year, both in St. John as well as the national championships that he attended, that we had a front row. I had a front row seat too to watch in Regina, but kind of talk about how special he is to this team a little bit.
Oh man, Hayden Dow's coming into this game with 56 Ks right now, an ERA of 4.56. He's faced 192 batters. He's had 45 hits on him. He's a competitor every single game, every single pitch. One of the things I love about his attitude is he's coming after you. Right? It's quite interesting what he does, because he likes to stay ahead in the pitch count. We're going to see quite a few 0-2s here tonight, hopefully. And then how I don't want to use the word plays with the batters, but he's coming after you for strike three. That's what type of mentality we're going to see here tonight.
And for sure, Hayden did start the game on Sunday in Moncton. He went 3 innings in that one before he came out. Not sure if that was for, if it was for an injury, if it was just for rest, or if he was only planning on going that far into the game. But obviously, Ron Galbraith came in after him, and he ended up taking the loss in the end. But his 3 innings, he looked pretty sharp in that one, throwing 3 innings, only allowed a run on a hit. And certainly kept the Alpines in against a tough Moncton Mets team.
Yes. One of the things that I like to point out, Dan, in some of the games is we have a stud pitcher on the mound here. And I just said his ERA is 4.56. It also talks a little bit about the offense that the New Brunswick Senior Baseball brings to the plate. We're going to see some hitters here. I know, we're going to see it tonight. That's David Goss, one of the local authors. You can find him on the website, the Brunswick Senior Baseball website.
Oh, nice.
He's got an article up there.
All right, so certainly, to your point with the offense in the league, it certainly hasn't changed much since I played, and this is a long time ago, but offense has always been one of the kind of the fortes of this league, and certainly not much has changed with that as we lead off the top of the first here with center fielder Don Goods as he fouls that one off to the left-hand side of the park for strike one. And we are underway here from Memorial Field in St. John for this game this evening.
Don Goods is the import player for Moncton.
He is the import player, yes. He makes his way here from Oklahoma down in the States as he takes that pitch up from Hayden Dow for ball one.
Hey, guys.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Dow. That slider up and into Goods for ball number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count now just underway here at Memorial Field in St. John. No score so far between the Moncton Mets and St. John Alpines. And that fastball is going to find the outside corner for strike 2.
Thank you.
2-2 now the count. Goods pops that one up. It's going to stay on the infield. It will be the shortstop. Won't look like Adam Clark was over there, but it's going to be the third baseman,
Connor Hill,
who makes the catch there.
The shortstop, Justin.
The Alpines have been shifting their infield around, I'll say, all season. Connor Hill and Adam Clark have been shortstop, second, third, shortstop. We have a Doucette, which is a junior call-up tonight out on second base.
And certainly I know during my time here, and this is game number 4, I believe, that I've done now, and there have been a number of junior call-ups to the senior league, which is great to see.
It really is.
Just to get those kids involved at this level and certainly gives them a taste of hopefully what they want to continue on in their career. So great to see that.
And they're having success as well.
Absolutely.
That's one of the things.
Absolutely. I know with GM Terry Hunter as well as Trevor Beach and them that are down here, they utilize their junior team quite a bit into these games here. So
yeah, one of the junior players from the Alpines, Cam Stewart, is actually going to the Nationals with the Charlottetown Islanders.
Good slider there from Hayden Dow as shortstop Justin Cormier swings through that for strike 2. So the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Justin Cormier. 1 out here in the top of the first. That fastball belted to center field. Zach Alain is going to camp under that one, though, and he'll make the catch.
Nice catch by Alain.
Well hit ball there by Cormier, but Alain able to camp under that one, and we have 2 outs here in the top of the first inning now, and that will bring up the Mets' second baseman, Nick St. Pierre, for his first at bat of the game.
Nick St. Pierre's leading the league in a couple of statistics. He's 6th overall in hits and 8th overall in doubles.
So he takes ball 1 there from left-hander Hayden Dow. As we see our guest for the evening sitting to the left of us right now, the U11 KV Red Sox, who made their way here to do some stuff pregame with the Alpines as they were able to take part in BP. And
Yes.
tough play there for Adam Clark. He slides, keeps that one on the infield. The throw ends up low, though. Galbraith unable to come up with that one. So St. Pierre will make his way to second on the throwing error. So the hit in the air.
You know, Dan, one of the things I'm feeling here while we're starting this game is the national audience that you have taken in the game is I'm giving away some of the secrets to the league here. You know, how the dynamics of the league functions. But one of the things that we can keep our eye on here tonight with some of these runners is third base is always an option. We could see some stealing here at any time.
Right. So that first pitch to designated hitter Sam Lund in there for strike one. Again, if you're joining on the stream tonight, welcome and thank you for taking some time to join us. Dan Esty along with Aaron McKenna tonight here, the regular play-by-play announcer for the St. John Alpines. And plate umpire says yes on the check swing for strike two. So the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. On the designated hitter Sam Lund. Runner on second base is Nick St. Pierre. Just reached on a infield single followed by an error to advance to second. 0-2 pitch from Dow. That's up and away for ball one. So the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. St. Pierre with his lead from second base. Dow set at the belt. Couple of checks. Here's the pitch. That slider down in the dirt. Good block there by catcher Mark Legier, which will keep the base runner at second base. Just quickly for St. John around the horn here defensively. Left field is Cole Flowers. Center field, Zach Alain. In right field is Jake McCarthy. And on the infield, third base, Connor Hill. Shortstop, Adam Clark. The second baseman is Tyler Doucette. And at first base is Ryan Galbraith. As Hayden Dow delivers that pitch in there for strike 3 to catcher Mark Legier. And that is all for the Moncton Mets here in the top of the first inning. They get no runs on 1 hit. There was 1 Alpines error in the field, and there was 1 runner left on base. The score after 1/2 inning of play, it is the Moncton Mets, no score, with St. John Alpines coming to bat in the bottom of the first inning. New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action live here on CABC Baseball. Glad to have you along here on this beautiful Thursday evening here in St. John. We'll take a quick pause, and we'll be right back here for the bottom of the first inning just in a couple of minutes.
Number 7, the shortstop, Adam Clark.
Welcome back to Memorial Field here in St. John, New Brunswick. Live New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action. As we enter the bottom of the first inning with the St. John Alpines coming to the plate. I apologize about the move my camera there for a second, but I wiped off the back lens there as it was coming in a little bit foggy, so hopefully that's better now. St. John being led off here by shortstop Adam Clark. He'll be followed by the designated hitter and pitcher this evening, Hayden Dow. And the third baseman, Connor Hill, due up third as he takes strike one from Moncton right-hander Jesse Malone. And we were just talking about Malone, Aaron. Someone that used to throw quite a few innings for Moncton, had some arm issues in the past. He's back throwing with them a little bit, but more so in a little bit of a limited capacity this year as he delivers that curveball as that drops into the top of the zone for strike two. So we'll see how far Malone can get them into this game. I know they have a couple of other bodies here that can help them out tonight as far as pitching. So we'll see. Hopefully they're trying to get 3 out of Malone here just to kind of stretch him out a little bit here as that one misses high for ball one.
I got the opportunity to talk to Jesse pre-game, and his plan tonight was to attack and pound the strike zone. That's his goal here tonight.
Fastball hit on the ground to second base. St. Pierre with that one clean on to first. And Adam Clark is retired for the first out here in the bottom of the first inning. Again, we'll go defensively around the horn here for the Mets now that they're in the field. Left field tonight is Jackson Decker. Playing in center field is import Don Goods. In right field is Sean Bartley. Around the horn on the infield, playing at third base is Justin Bro. Shortstop, Justin Cormier. Second base, Nick St. Pierre. Over at first base is Brian Smith. And doing the catching this evening for Jesse Malone is number 3, Nick LeBlanc. As that pitch is delivered high to designated hitter and pitcher Hayden Dow for ball one. That ball hit on the ground to second. St. Pierre up with that one clean as well and on to first.
Number 16.
Pair of 4-3 putouts have us with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning.
A couple of quick 2 outs there for Malone.
And we just talked about that, Aaron, with having the fact that you want to put the ball in play, you want to keep the defense busy.
Yeah.
And this is where pitchers like this, who may not necessarily have the velocity that they used to have,
That's right.
will be effective in games like this where they keep the defense busy for sure. That first pitch to third baseman Connor Hill misses upstairs for ball one.
Connor Hill is in the top 10 in 7 offensive statistics in the league.
Having a great year so far as that one misses down and away for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes the count now on third baseman Connor Hill. As we see catcher Mark Legier run in front of us. He waits on deck if this inning is extended. Just underway here from Memorial Field in St. John, bottom of the first inning. No score between the Moncton Mets and the St. John Alpines in this New Brunswick Senior Baseball League matchup. That one just missing the outside corner for ball 3. Again, the battery for Moncton tonight, the catcher Nick LeBlanc. The starting pitcher is right-hander Jesse Malone. So he delivers that one low and away. And the Alpines have their first base runner of the evening as Connor Hill draws the 4-pitch walk and makes his way down to first. And that will bring up catcher Mark Legier for his first at-bat of the evening. And Aaron, we talked about Legier and kind of what he brings to the plate here for the Alpines. Certainly a great offensive player. Certainly does a great job behind the plate, but I think it's the intangibles as one of the veterans that are left on this team too that he helps out as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. His family's here for every single game as well, Dan.
Awesome.
Wife and children, the mom, the dad, the grandparents.
Amazing.
He's got the full family support here every game.
That's great to see as Malone delivers that pitch for strike one on the outside corner. Connor Hill, the lead from first base. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball that just misses up in the zone for ball 1. So the count now is 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs here, bottom of the first inning. No score between the Alpines and the Moncton Mets. And Dan Esty on the call here, being joined tonight by Aaron McKenna, as that ball misses inside. The throw down to second base, not in time as that pitch misses for a ball. So the Alpines here with a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. A 2-1 count here on the batter.
He's got himself in scoring position.
And again, as important it is for pitchers to get ahead of batters and get those quick outs, when you do get base runners, it's important for them to be aggressive where they can and try and get themselves into scoring position during situations like this as well, too.
Legier has 11 RBIs on the season, 8th overall in the league.
So Malone has his sign and comes set at the belt. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That fastball going to miss up in the zone, so count now 3-1.
I was talking about third base always being an option. I realize there's 2 out, but you can see the type of lead that comes out of Connor Hill.
Right, and it's important to know, too, at the same time with that, like you said, 2 outs, you don't want to make that third out there, but
walked him.
Legier going to take the walk there as that pitch misses down for ball 4.
2 walks in a row from Malone.
The first baseman, Ryan Galbraith.
It's one of the things I was concerned about for Malone coming into it's going to be he was talking about pounding the strike zone. I was just hoping he was going to be consistent with it in the first couple innings. So here comes Galbraith, big junior player.
So after a pair of quick outs here by Jesse Malone, he's walked the last 2 batters now to have runners at first and second for St. John. As mentioned, the first baseman, Ryan Galbraith, makes his way to the plate. First pitch from Malone. Fastball, it's going to miss the outside corner for ball 1.
Interesting note, Dan, is the wind here tonight. I typically keep my eye on the flag out just about past center field. A lot of times blowing heavy to the left side. Tonight it's blowing out the right field side.
That pitch misses upstairs. A throw down to first there to check on Legier as they attempt the backdoor play there. That throw plenty high, and Legier back safely as he dives in head first.
It's a lot windier in the air than it is right where we're sitting. Is what I'm.
It is, yes.
There's some carrying the ball going that way.
So Malone going to come set. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That fastball going to find the outside corner for strike 1. So we count now 2 balls, 1 strike. Both runners take their leads. Connor Hill at second.
He's gone.
First. There goes Connor to third base. The throw down from the catcher, not in time.
2 out stolen base right there, Dan.
So Connor Hill makes his way to third base on his second stolen base this inning.
I love it when the players make me look good like that, Dan. Like, wow. Third base was an option there for Connor Hill with 2 out.
So runners at the corners now with 2 outs. Count showing 2-2 on the batter. So a little bit of a jam here for Malone to work himself out of in the bottom of the first. After a fairly clean inning by Hayden Dow in the top half, where he gave up the 1 hit with the error to get a runner to second. That ball belted towards shortstop. Good play there by Justin Cormier. He's able to scoop that one up. He steps on second base for the force out.
Great play by Cormier.
No runs and no hits. No errors and 2 runners left on base. After the first inning, no score.
So Malone now they're able to get out of that inning unscathed for the Alpines here in the bottom of the first. No runs on no hits. There were no Moncton Mets errors. And there were 2 runners left on base. We are through 1 inning of play here at Memorial Field in St. John, New Brunswick. The score remains 0-0 between the St. John Alpines and Moncton Mets. Live New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action brought to you by CABC Baseball this evening. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back for the top half of the second inning just in a couple of minutes. All right, just about ready to go here, top of the second inning. Legier makes his throw down to second base after the warm-ups from Alpine starting pitcher Hayden Dow. No score through one inning of play here as we're into the top of the second inning.
The right fielder, Sean Bartley.
It will be 5, 6, 7 due up here for the Mets here in the top of the second inning. As you just heard, right fielder Sean Bartley digs in here first. It will be left fielder Jackson Decker due up second. And the Mets first baseman Brian Smith due up third as Bartley takes a first pitch strike from Hayden Dow to get things going here in the top of the second. Another good fastball there from Dow on the outside corner for strike two.
Dow's wasting no time on the mound.
No, and I was just going to say, you talked about that pregame that, lots of 0-2 and 1-2 counts to get ahead of batters, and certainly makes them uncomfortable up there, especially with someone the caliber of Dow and the way that he pitches.
Right. He's right back at you.
Nice looking slider there as Bartley swings through that one. And he is down on strikes for the first out here in the
Number 14, the left
top
fielder,
of the second.
Jackson Decker.
Strikeout number 2 on the evening for Hayden Dow so far. 2 in a row as he struck out Sam Lund to end the top of the first.
Well, I'm hoping he's going to be strikeout king of the season again. Chatham has an import, Miller. Mm-hmm. He's been striking people out left, right, and center right now.
He attempts to lay down the bunt there and comes up empty on that for strike one. This is left fielder Jackson Decker. And certainly there seems to be a big three at the top right now with Dow, as well as Don Goods, the import, who's playing center field tonight, and the aforementioned Jay Miller that's pitching for the Chatham Ironmen this year. So certainly seems to be a pretty good race between them right now. As good looking fastball there from Dow as that one just misses in for a ball. Good 0-2 pitch there. So the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes here on the left fielder, Jackson Decker. That fastball is going to find the inside corner. And Decker is down looking
Number 25.
for the second strikeout here in the inning, the third on the evening for Hayden Dow.
One of the things I love about Hayden Dow, and you can just tell in his posturing, is there is nothing else in the world here tonight other than him in the mound.
Right.
Him and the catcher here. He's just focused in.
And certainly as a team trying to hit against this, if you allow him to get on a little bit of a roll with this, he's certainly going to feed off that. And, we had a pretty good look at that last year at the Nationals when we won a pair of games there for the Charlottetown Islanders as a member of Team New Brunswick. So certainly someone that you want to try and get the bat on the ball at least and get the ball in play so you can put a little bit of doubt in his mind. But
yes.
His first baseman, Brian Smith, swings through that for strike one, even as the count now 1-1. Here's the pitch from Dow. That slider's going to miss up and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike now the count. 2 outs here, top of the second inning. No score in this New Brunswick Senior Baseball League matchup between the Moncton Mets and St. John Alpines. That pitch will find the inside corner for strike 2. Again, Dan Esty on the call here with you, being joined by St. John Alpine's regular play-by-play announcer, Aaron McKenna. That pitch going to miss for a ball.
Dow wanted that one. He was on his way to the dugout.
I think he thought that was in there, and it was pretty handy to the zone.
It was one of the things I was going to say as he shuts him down there is we're going into the top of the second, so still getting the understanding of what the strike zone is tonight.
No runners left.
Is still to be said for the consistency that's going to come out, right?
You would like to check your program on page 18.
So pretty good inning there for Hayden Dow as he goes 3 up, 3 down with a trio of strikeouts.
You won a Moosehead glass.
So for the Mets in the top of the second, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base.
And if there is an A on
We're going to take a quick break. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning here at Memorial Field. Again, New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action being brought to you live by CABC Baseball. We appreciate you taking some time to join in with us here on Thursday evening. We'll be right back after a short break. All right, welcome back after a top second
Number 3,
half of
right
the inning.
fielder, Jake McCarthy.
We now head to the bottom of the second inning. There will be 6, 7, 8 due up here for the St. John Alpines as right fielder Jake McCarthy will lead things off, followed by left fielder Cole Flowers, and it will be the center fielder Zach Alain due up third this inning as the outfield going to try and get something going here for the Alpines at the plate. All 3 outfielders due up this inning. He takes a pitch high from right-hander Jesse Malone for ball 1. And if you're joining in on the stream tonight, feel free to drop us a note. Let us know where you're watching in from this evening as that pitch finds the inside corner for strike 1. Evens the count now. 1 ball, 1 strike.
This is McCarthy's first full year up into the senior league.
Okay. Nice looking slider there from Malone as that one drops in for strike 2. And, you know, a lot of my coverage is men's AAA baseball across the country. I do my best to try and follow some of the 22 U leagues across the country.
Oh, yes.
When we are obviously looking at our coverage, there's a couple of teams that play in the Can-Am League in Ontario.
Right.
One of them being the Windsor Selects, and that's a 22U team.
Okay.
There are a few other teams around the country that do play, but I do try and follow those leagues, and certainly the last couple of seasons, the Alpines 22U team has been very good.
You're right.
They did win the league last year, but from what I'm told, will not be going to nationals this year. As we get the pitch here from Malone, that one misses up and away. So McCarthy going to make his way to first with the leadoff walk.
That's another big thing here in this league, Dan, is the leadoff runners getting on base. The percentage of him coming around to score is going to be greater than not.
Absolutely.
I was just talking about the way the offense, and it's a very aggressive offensive league.
And that being said, you want, as a pitcher, you want teams to earn their way on. And when you run into trouble with walks, and that is the third one for Malone here in an inning and a batter. So definitely want to try and get the ball in the zone here, force them to put the ball in play as he's going to check on the runner at first. And McCarthy is back safely as left fielder Cole Flowers going to dig in for his first at bat of the evening. The sun starts to set here just to our left, and what's been a beautiful day here across the province. First pitch to Malone, that one up and off the screen, and LeBlanc going to retrieve that one, but the runner will make their way to second base on the wild pitch.
19 degrees here tonight, Dan.
And to me, I'll be honest with you, I mean, I played down here a number of years playing in Fredericton, and this is just right for
it is, isn't it? Beautiful night, little wind.
Temperature, and just warm enough and not too cool yet. And I'm sure it will cool off a little bit as we get into this one, but that pitch misses outside for ball 2. So the count now, 2 balls, no strikes here on the left fielder Flowers. Right fielder Jake McCarthy, the runner at second. He reached on a walk, advanced to second on a wild pitch from Jesse Malone. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's up in the zone for ball 3.
You know, it's one of the things I think sometimes in these situations is Malone wants to be attacking the strike zone, but he knows that if he comes into it, they're waiting on him right now.
Right.
So he's still dancing around in the zone a little bit.
That's a good pitch there as that one finds the outside corner for strike 1. So the count now, 3 balls, 1 strike. And center fielder Zach Alain waits on deck. And the second baseman Tyler Doucette due up fourth this inning. That pitch just going to miss the outside corner, so Flowers going to make his way to first.
Malone liked that one. He was smiling on that when he thought he had himself a strike. You can still see him smiling on the mound. So it's, you know, it's something I talk about as well, Dan. The guys are having a good time playing ball here tonight. As competitive as it is, they're all having a good time. That's why they're here.
Right. And that one was handy. It looked like it might have been a ball outside, but you know, certainly didn't miss by too much. So, and again, it's that feeling out process. We're only in the second inning.
That's right.
So you try and figure out where the empty zone is.
Yep.
And work off that for sure. So a little bit of a meeting here at the mound by the Mets as they, I'm sure, just trying to calm Malone down, but also trying to set up their defense here in case we do get a bunt from Alain. But certainly early in this one, first and second with nobody out, We'll see what Coach Trevor Beach puts on here, but certainly an opportunity for Alain to swing the bat here and try and break this one open a little bit here early. Here's the first pitch. He squares the bunt. That pitch in the dirt, back to the screen. Both runners are going to advance on that, so we now have runners at second and third.
You know, Dan, that's the other thing I'm saying that happens a lot in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League is big innings.
Mm-hmm.
You could have zeros on the board, and sometimes you just have big innings.
Right. So the infield going to creep in here for the Mets as that pitch misses up for ball 2. And certainly Malone laboring here a little bit right now as he already has a pair of walks and is currently behind the batter, Zach Alain, 2-0. That pitch up and over the head of Alain for ball 3.
Alain comes into the game batting 133. Utility player for the Alpines.
Mm-hmm. Currently sits right now with a 3-0 count against Malone.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. That one down in the dirt. That's off the catcher's wrist. LeBlanc able to get a hold of that one in time, and McCarthy going to slide across safely. And the Alpines open the scoring in this one now as they lead 1-0 on the wild pitch there from Jesse Malone.
Dan, one of the cool things about you is you're so knowledgeable, but the guy that's called time walking out to the mound now, is that Mike Ivey?
It is not.
It is not, okay. I'm asking you to introduce people to me, and that's what I'm saying.
So walking out to the mound right now is Brandon Hillier. Hillier, a player with the team, but also acting as a coach with the team as well right now. So he's going to take a trip out and kind of try and calm everyone down right now.
Yeah.
And for the Mets, they've had a busy stretch over the last little while as well, too, as they've had some games they've had to make up. They're back in action again tomorrow night in another game we're going to be carrying.
Are you? Okay, yeah.
As they'll be making their way to Baseball Hill in Marysville and taking on the Fredericton Royals tomorrow night. So certainly a busy time right now for the Mets. And
did they have some work going on at their field? As that was one of the things that delayed some of their games. They weren't able to play at home.
That was Chatham.
Chatham
had that, yeah. So they are still doing some work at Ironman right now. So
yes,
they've been playing their evening games right now at Waldo Henderson, which will be the secondary field for the Canadian Championships coming up.
Yes.
And then they've been playing a couple of their day games they've played as Alain takes off the second. So he will be there safely on the fake throw from the
nobody
catcher.
Out, Dan. Runners in second and third.
Mm-hmm. So the Alpines already with one across here in the home half of the second. They lead this game 1-0. That pitch down and in for ball 2. And now that Hillier has finished his trip, we see left-hander Sam Lund down to the pen. And I think he's just catching the person warming up.
Yes, I would agree.
I believe that is Jeremy Moret, one of the AP call-ups for Moncton that is down there warming up. As Malone misses with that pitch for ball 3.
Infield is in tight right now for the Mets.
Yeah, they got to try and limit the damage here if they can. As that pitch going to miss down and in, and LeBlanc gets to that one in time. The runner at third going to hold their spot there. So the base is loaded now for the Alpines.
Shortstop, Adam Clark.
We are back to the top of the order now for Alpine shortstop Adam Clark.
That's 4 walks. That's 4 walks in the inning, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
6 in the game.
That was Tyler Doucette that just drew the walk there for the Alpines. So he's the runner at first.
Malone's still got a smile on his face.
Yeah, and he's that type of kid. I mean, he knows right now he's struggling a bit. As that one misses up and in for ball 1. You know what?
I love that attitude of the player. He's doing the best he can right now. He's having a good time on the mound. He's struggling to find the strike zone.
Yep. And it's one of those things where it's one of the funnest positions in baseball. It's one of the loneliest spots being out there on a mound as well, especially when you can't find the strike zone and having some problems with your release. So that pitch misses outside for ball 2.
All the credit to him for stepping up to try.
Like we said, for Malone, it's someone that used to carry a large load of innings for the Mets and ran into some shoulder and arm problems a few years ago.
He's a big boy too.
He is, yeah. He's still throwing a little bit here and there, but Obviously not at the level that I'm sure he's used to throwing at from a few years ago, as that pitch misses up for ball 3. And I do see Hillier kind of standing out by the dugout right now. I think he's more so protecting the bullpen, but I don't know how much more of a rope that Malone's
Yeah,
going
he's
to have
looking over
here.
the dugout now. He took a look over.
Yeah.
I think he's ready, but we'll see what happens here. He's going to walk a runner across. Flowers is going to come in to score.
Number 22.
Top of the order, bases loaded, nobody out.
So Clark will pick up the RBI with the bases loaded walk. That's the second run of the inning for the Alpines. And that looks like it's going to be it for this evening for Jesse Malone, as Brandon Hillier makes his way out to grab the ball. And Malone will make his way off the field. So we will have some defensive changes here for the Mets. We'll take a quick break. Bases loaded right now for St. John with nobody out. 2 runs across already. They lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the second inning of this New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action, being brought to you by CABC Baseball. We'll be right back just after a short break. All right, welcome back to Memorial Field, as right-handed 22U call-up Jeremy Murray will make his debut on the mound here for the Moncton Mets. He's out there taking his warm-up pitches right now and comes into this game in a little bit of a jam right now, Aaron, as he has the bases loaded with nobody out. A couple of runs across already here for St. John as they lead 2-0. So has his work cut out for him, but hopefully the youngster are going to be able to try and quell the damage here as much as he can.
Hayden Dow is hitting for himself, coming in with a .490 slugging percentage, batting average of .327, and on-base percentage of .407. He's going to try to slug this ball.
I would say so. That pitch misses up and away for ball 1. Dow so far in this game 0 for 1. He grounded out the second base back in the first inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Moray. That fastball is going to be fouled straight back and out of play just behind us here. So the count now even at 1-1. Again, if you're joining along in the stream this evening, thank you so much for taking some time to join us here. Dan Esty on the call with Aaron McKenna as that pitch misses down and in for ball 2. Again, we appreciate Aaron, who's the regular St. John Alpines play-by-play announcer, for letting us come in and hang out with him tonight as we stream this game nationally across the country.
You know, the interesting thing I'm thinking about this pitcher you're saying is a junior call-up. He's a little fire snapper here. But, man, it's got to be tough to get a pregame report on the batters you're going to be facing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's coming into the game so blind to the offense of the other team. That's right in the heart of the lineup.
And he's been up for a couple of games. He did play Sunday against the Alpines, so he had a look at their lineup there as that ball is belted but fouled down the right field line by Dow. So he had a little bit of a peak there. That game, Justin Cormier was the pitcher.
Yes.
So he played shortstop, and I'll tell you, you can go back and watch that game on our YouTube channel, but he had a dandy of a game at shortstop.
Yes.
With 6 or 7 very nice plays that he made there, including a great one to end the game. So certainly knows his way around the senior level a little bit, but from a pitching standpoint, might be a little bit different. That is
big
a
swing.
Very nice looking slider there from Murray as he's able to get
Beautiful slider.
Hayden Dow swinging.
The third baseman, Connor Hill.
So that will bring up 1 out here now in the bottom of the second inning. Base is still loaded. It will be the third baseman, Connor Hill, making his way to the plate. Walked in his first plate appearance, had a pair of stolen bases, but was left stranded at third base as he takes that pitch outside for ball 1.
Dan, Connor Hill's been consistently one of the best hitters in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League. I'm going to say the New Brunswick Southern region for at least the last 4 or 5 years.
Very good looking pitch there from Murray. That one is chopped foul, picked up by first baseman Brian Smith.
He's been picked up by the Chatham Ironmen for this year's Nationals.
And I'm sure those names are going to come out sooner than later with the pickups.
Okay, the rosters.
I know PEI has already announced their 4 pickups as they have 2 Alpines going with them, with Hayden Dow and Cam Stewart.
Yeah.
They will also be picking up Fredericton infielder Max Grant again, and they will be taking Moncton infielder and pitcher Justin Cormier for their 4 pickups this year. I have heard a few names that Chatham has picked up. Connor Hill is one of those.
Yes.
There's also a trio of Fredericton Royals that I've heard with Colby Lyle as well as Corey Wood and Craig Oliver, who will be making their way to Nationals with them too. So certainly both teams starting to make their presence felt with that now, as I know the deadline is coming up for that. It's July 31st.
Right.
That they have to have names in. And
big swing.
I'll tell you what, that is a very nice looking off-speed pitch from Jeremy Murray there that has started to miss some St.
He's got
John
the both
bats
of them
here.
here. Like he's coming out of the jam here. 2 strikeouts. This is a big at-bat for Mark Legier, and he's the man for it.
It is. And certainly as someone coming in from the bullpen, twofold with this, that you watched your teammate kind of struggle a bit on the mound. So you come in pounding the strike zone with pitches. And for a St. John team that is, knew the last pitcher was struggling, now they have to get back into swing mode a little bit and look to try and put the ball in play.
That's right, exactly. If they can come out of this only allowing 2 runs in, this is a big win for them.
So that slider just misses the outside corner. A little bit up in the zone 2 for ball 2 to St. John catcher Mark Legier. Legier had a walk in his first at bat as well. 2-0 pitch. Big hack there on that fastball that comes up empty for strike 1. Again, 2 runs across here for the Alpines so far. Amazingly, that has been done on no hits.
This young fella's coming right at them.
That's the way you need to be. That is a
He liked that pitch. He liked that pitch.
I thought that was pretty handy, but umpire says just misses the outside corner. So 3-1 now. No room to put him here, so he's got to come after him. 3-1 pitch. That slider going to miss down and away.
Wow.
And that will bring in another run for the Alpines as Legier going to pick up the RBI on the walk.
Number 23, the first baseman, Ryan Galbraith.
Moves Adam Clark to second base. Clark is the leadoff hitter for the Alpines. He's a fast runner, so just like anything, a hit here will score another 2 runs.
And the Alpines have certainly done a bit of that here this inning. Again, not hitting the ball around much. They're kind of been using the walk here so far as they've able to collect 6 walks and score 3 runs off those 6 walks as Ryan Galbraith takes that pitch for strike 1. Already 0 for 1 with the fielder's choice in his first at bat.
That's one of the things, Dan, it's tough statistics to say. They scored 3 runs on no hits.
That ball to Cormier. He's going to go to St. Pierre at second. And that is all for the
For St. John in the bottom of the second inning.
St. John Alpines here in the bottom half of the inning.
There were no errors, and there were 3 runners left on base.
A little bit of a tough inning there for the Moncton Mets. as the Alpines score 3 runs on no hits. There were no Moncton errors, and the Alpines leave 3 runners on base. We are through 2 innings of play here at Memorial Field in beautiful St. John, New Brunswick. The score is the St. John Alpines 3 and the Moncton Mets no score, as we bring you live New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action, brought to you by CABC Baseball. Dan Esty on the call here with you tonight with Aaron McKenna. We're going to take a short pause. We'll be right back for the top of the 3rd inning in just a couple of minutes.
Top half of the 3rd inning is number 3, the catcher, Nick LeBlanc.
All right, welcome back to Memorial Field here in St. John, New Brunswick. Top of the 3rd inning in this New Brunswick Senior Baseball League matchup between the Moncton Mets and St. John Alpines. Dan Esty on the call here with you, joined alongside Alpines play-by-play man Aaron McKenna.
Thanks for having me here tonight, Dan.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Thanks for being here.
So we'll be catcher Nick LeBlanc, who will lead things off here for the Mets. He'll be followed by the number 9 hitter Justin Brow. Then we'll be back to the top of the order for import center fielder Don Goods. As that pitch misses outside from left-hander Hayden Dow. Like you said, had a very productive inning last inning, 3 strikeouts. That pitch misses down and away for ball 3. Quick update from the other game happening this evening in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League, and we do have it up on my computer here as we listen to the smooth sounds of Chris Jardine along with Dig up there, and it is the Fredericton Royals jumping out to a quick one here up there as they currently lead 8-1 over the Chatham Ironmen as they're playing in the top of the 3rd inning at Waldo Henderson Field. So we always appreciate snagging the boys, putting on their stream and keeping us entertained throughout the year.
Number 26, the 3rd baseman, Justin B.
So LeBlanc will make his way to first with the walk, as the Mets will try and dig their way back into this game now. They currently trail 3-0 here in the top of the 3rd.
It works both ways, Dan, when the team gets the leadoff runner on with a walk. Hayden Dow's going to do the best he can to keep this guy on first base.
For sure, and I mean, again, we talked about the free passes and the fact that you want teams to earn their way on and earn those runs, and certainly a little bit of a snag there last inning for the Mets as they give up 3 runs. That pitch misses down for a ball. Looked like the St. John team was asking for an appeal there, but
they were. I don't think it was your check, did he? I think it's pretty tough for the umpire behind second base to make the check call on a left-handed hitter.
Yeah. I mean, they can check out, though. If they're going to check anywhere, it's going to be to second base on that one. It won't be to first. But
Yeah, it's second base there, yeah.
Yeah, so certainly it was close, but umpire decided he had the good view of that one. That pitch in there for strike 2. The Moncton third baseman, Justin Brow. That pitch going to miss for a ball, so the count full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first is catcher Nick LeBlanc. He'll take his lead as Dow comes set at the belt. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. And Bro is down for the first out here in the top of the third. Strikeout number 5 on the evening for Hayden Dow. Now we'll take us back to the top of the order now with center fielder Don Goods coming to the plate. Goods 0 for 1. He popped out to third base. Back in the top of the first.
Goods comes in with a batting average of 400. He doesn't have the at-bats to qualify for the top of the statistics.
So we do get a check on that check swing, and umpire says no swing there. So they count 1 ball, no strikes. And certainly Goods has, and I mean, I think he started hitting a little bit later when he got here.
Yes.
They had him on the mound doing quite a bit of work there for them.
That's right.
That pitch going to miss for ball 2. Didn't look like Dow was too happy with that one.
No, he wasn't too happy with that one.
So Legier going to take a slow walk out here just to kind of give him a second to get it out of the system here, I think. And so Legier going to make his way back to the plate now. Count 2-0 here on Don Goods. 3-0 St. John Alpines as we play top of the third inning in this one. Dan Esty along with Aaron McKenna bringing you this game from Memorial Field here in St. John. As we also keep an eye on Snag and their stream up in Chatham. 9-1 Fredericton now on that one over the Chatham Ironmen as they play in the bottom of the third inning. Just heading there as that pitch fouled into the netting for strike 1.
That was a competitor.
He is.
Every pitch.
He is. And that's the way you need to be. And I mean, you could tell, you could see that competitive edge. I mean, for me, I didn't see him too much in league play last year as much as you would have, but certainly seeing him at the Nationals, you could see him turn that on as that pitch is belted to right field for a single by Don Goods. So he'll make his way to first. Nick LeBlanc makes his way to second. And that's with something brewing here in the top of the third inning as they have runners at first and second now. With 1 out, and that will bring up the shortstop, Justin Cormier. 0 for 1 this evening. He had a loud line drive to center field that was caught by center fielder Zach Alain back in the first.
I interviewed Justin Cormier the last time they were at the field, and at the time the Mets had no wins on the season. They were, I think, 0-11. And I asked him about the team and how things were going, and he said any day to play baseball was a good day.
Absolutely.
And that's how the Moncton Mets were feeling about their season. They're still competing, and they now have 3 wins.
Yep. And 3 of their last 4 games they've won. So you certainly see a little bit of a trend turning now for the Mets team as he takes strike 1 from Hayden Dow. That fastball in the outside corner for strike 2. And as we mentioned a little bit earlier, 2 guys facing each other here that will be teammates in a few weeks with the Charlottetown Islanders as they make their way to try and defend their national championship at the Canadian Championships. That pitch just misses down for a ball.
Cormier's been to as many nationals as anybody. I think he's a regular at the Canadian Nationals.
Yep. So certainly one of the better players in the province. And as I said to you before the game, I think the only active player left that I played against is he belts that one down the right field line. But it's going to sail foul and out of play. Yeah, the only active player left in the league that I played against. I think Justin's only a couple of years younger than me. I believe he's 41.
Okay.
And the only other 2 guys that I know of still in the league that would have been around when I was around.
Yes.
Well, I guess 3 if you include Mike Lint. He's back this year.
Okay.
Kevin Bowes and Mike Ivey.
Okay, yes.
So that ball hit on the ground. Clark flips to second, on to first. Ooh. Cormier safe at first. He takes a little bit of a tumble there after the bag. Looks like he might have just
Number 29.
hit first base awkwardly there.
Nick St. Pierre.
So that will be a fielder's choice for Cormier, as Goods is forced out at second base. Nice flip there by Adam Clark to the second baseman, Tyler Doucette. So we have a pair of outs here now. Runners on the corners for the Mets still. And it's going to be Mets second baseman Nick St. Pierre, who digs in for his second at bat. First pitch from Dow, going to miss down for ball one.
St. Pierre has 20 hits on the season, 58 at bats. He's 6 overall in the league for hits.
And certainly has been hitting the ball well in the games that I've watched, that I've been home and I've streamed for them. Had the game-winning hand against the Island last Sunday, or 2 Sundays ago, my apologies. Or no, it was Wednesday last week. Getting all my days mixed up here. Too many games. And then obviously played a good game against the Alpines as well, as they won that game 3-1 last Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So the count now, 1 ball and 1 strike here on St. Pierre, as he takes that pitch just down from Dow for ball 2.
Hey,
2 balls, 1 strike to count.
how about the hat there?
What's that, buddy? I love the interactive crowd here, Dan.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
about it there?
So Dow going to take a second to regroup himself here. He's back on the
You
mound
got
now.
one too.
2 balls,
So we
1
got
strike.
the hat and the hoodie.
Nice
Pitch
pitch.
out there. Slider in the outside corner for strike 2. Count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pair of runners on base here for the Mets as they are on the corners. Dow trying to get out of a little bit of a jam here. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Runner takes off. Ball hit on the ground to third base. Connor Hill up with that one across the diamond, into the sun, and Galbraith loses that one.
He did. He lost
Will go
in
to
the
the
sun.
fence. Cormier going to make the turn at third, but he's going to stop there, and that's some tough luck. And that's a great play by Connor Hill, and that ball just ends up in pretty much the only slot of sunshine over there that you're going to get around the bag. And
No, I'm just going to look quickly because there's 2 errors on the board for the home team. You think Art's going to call that an error?
That one is an error. Yes, they've already put it up. Yeah, so that will be an
Pierre
error.
got over to first. Cormier goes to third on that.
So I believe the error there will get charged to Galbraith at first.
Yeah.
Cormier is going to make his way around to third. And
LeBlanc
Nick
came in to
LeBlanc going to
score.
come across the plate to score. So the Mets able to get 1 back here so far. They now trail in this game 3-1. So that pitch misses for a ball, 1 ball. That slider going to find the zone, though, for strike 1. So second and third right now for the Mets. 2 outs. Sam Lund, the DH, the batter here for the Mets. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
Nice pitch from Dow.
So the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Is Dow able to get ahead of Lund here. Runners in second and third right now. Here's the pitch. Fastball fouled into the netting to keep himself alive. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Dow going from the full windup here. He has his sign. Here's the pitch. That one down in the dirt. Good block there by Legier. That evens the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the Mets able to get 1 back here in the top of the third inning. They still trail in this game, though, 3-1 to the Alpines. Here's the pitch from Dow.
Big.
Slider swung on and missed. And Lund is down on strikes
Top of the third inning, they scored 1 run on 1 hit.
to end the top of the third
1
inning.
runner left on base.
That's 6 strikeouts for Dow in the game.
So the Mets able to crack into that Alpines lead a little bit here in the top of the third inning as they score 1 run on 1
If
hit.
you'd like to check your program,
There was
on
1
page
St.
10,
John error,
if there's an
and there were
A
2
on the
runners
picture
left
of
on
that,
base. The score after
you're
2
one of these
and 1/2 innings of play here from Memorial Field in St. John, New Brunswick. It is the St. John Alpines 3 and the Moncton Nets 1 as we bring you live New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action. Brought to you by CABC Baseball. Dan Esty along with Alpine's regular play-by-play man Aaron McKenna. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 3rd inning in just a couple of minutes. All right, welcome back to action here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. As it is right fielder Jake McCarthy to lead things off here for the Alpines, followed by left fielder Cole Flowers. Center fielder Zach Alain due up 3rd as that ball ripped into right field past a diving Brian Smith. And the Alpines have their leadoff man aboard here.
Number 50, the left fielder Cole.
That's their first hit of the night as well.
Yes. Yeah. So McCarthy able to get things going here in the bottom of the 3rd inning as that will bring up left fielder Cole Flowers. Flowers walked in his last plate appearance. He also scored. 1 of 3 runs on the night so far for the Alpines as that pitch misses outside for ball 1. And the Alpines able to take advantage of a number of walks in the 2nd inning. They were issued 6 free passes and able to score 3 runs on those. That slider drops in there for strike 1.
He's got some great movement on the ball.
Yeah, his slider has a lot of bite to it, which
does.
You know, as of right now has been...
He's been moving it around the zone as well.
Causing some issues with Alpine hitters so far as they're going to check on McCarthy at first. He's back safely.
I was just noticing McCarthy doing a good job drawing the attention of the pitcher. Mm-hmm. He hasn't stolen a base in 4 years. He's doing a great job over at first base.
That ball chopped foul down the left field line. Count now 1-2. Well, the Ironmen not going away quietly here as we check in on that game up in the Miramichi. They've tacked on a couple of runs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They trail on that one 9-3 now to the Fredericton Royals. Our good friends from Snag Sports carrying that game live, and I have it up here on my computer as we sit in St. John to bring you this game from the Port City. That pitch misses for a ball, so the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was looking close, Dan.
Yeah, that one was handy too, and he's doing a good job of trying to get them to chase those pitches, and St. John being pretty disciplined there with staying away from that. 3-2 pitch, that one hit towards right center field. Don Good's going to go over. He'll make the call and the catch and get the ball back into first base. So Cole Flowers retired for the first out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning on the fly ball to center fielder Don Goods.
Number 46, the center fielder.
Flowers had some good wood on the ball there.
Yeah, had a little bit of tail to it, but good route there by Goods as he's able to get under that one. And that's going to bring up the number 8 hitter on the evening, center fielder Zach Alain. He also walked in his last at bat, scored one of those 3 runs in the 2nd inning.
Yes, he did.
First pitch from Jeremy Murray misses upstairs for ball one. And, you know, we talk about picking up your teammates and, you know, obviously a little bit of a rough second inning there for Jesse Malone, but
Yeah.
the youngster Murray has certainly come in and done well here so far as he's been able to keep the bats at bay so far. That one misses upstairs for ball two. Count now 2 balls and no strikes as head coach Trevor Beach goes through a series of signals down at third base for the batter LI. McCarthy with the lead at first. That pitch in there for strike one. Ironman add another run here in the bottom of the third. They trail now 9-4 in that game. Waldo Henderson Field, home of the Canadian Championships this year, which will be taking place in the middle of August. As that ball hit to center field, Don Goods with the call again.
Nice grab by Goods, 2 F8s.
Number 6.
Good job there in the center field by Goods as he's recorded the last 2 putouts. We now have 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning, and it'll be the number 9 hitter, Tyler Doucette, who will step in here for the Alpines. Doucette walked but was left at third base back in the second inning. He takes the first pitch strike from right-hander Jeremy Murray. A couple of 22U call-ups facing each other here for both teams. 0-1 pitch misses up and away for ball one. Evens the count now, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Doucette's been filling holes in the infield, playing second, playing third, little shortstop this season.
That's good. You need those players to be able to fill in when needed. Little slider hit on the ground to shortstop. And Justin Cormier going to make the play and step on second himself. And that is all for the Alpines here in the bottom of the third.
No errors and 1 left. After 3 innings, it's St. John 3 and Moncton 1.
Moncton doing a good job to keep the game close. There's been a lot of runners left on base here.
Absolutely.
3-1 score.
So for the Alpines in the home half of the third inning, they scored no runs on 1 hit. There were no Moncton errors. And the Alpines leave 1 runner stranded on base. We are through 3 innings of play here at Memorial Field in St. John as the sun starts to set on the Port City. The score, the St. John Alpines 3, the Moncton Mets 1. We'll be right back as we continue to bring you live New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action brought to you by CABC Baseball. Dan Esty along with Aaron McKenna. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back for the top of the fourth in a minute.
The right fielder, John Bartley.
Welcome back as it starts to cool off here a little bit in St. John. Time to switch out of the short sleeve hoodie and into the long sleeve one. Top of the fourth inning here as Sean Bartley takes that pitch inside for ball 1 from left-hander Hayden Dow.
The last time the Mets were in town, the game went into extra innings. I think it was 11 innings. The Mets ended up taking the Alpine started the game, but Bartley hit a big home run in the 6th inning to tie it up. Out center field, 400-foot shot.
So he's currently ahead in this one, or in this count, 0-2, or 2-0, pardon me. He takes that slider from Dow for strike 1. Left fielder Jackson Decker due up second this inning for the Mets. And it'll be the first baseman, Brian Smith. That's due up third. 2-1 pitch from Dow. They'll chop her out in front of the plate, but that one is going to kick foul. Count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Line score so far in this one for the Nets, 1 run on 2 hits and no errors in the field. For the St. John Alpines, 3 runs on 1 hit, and they have a pair of errors defensively. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Dow. That one going to miss down and away for a ball. That gets away from catcher Mark Legier. The count now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Guess we should flip our scoreboard over. That might help.
Yeah. Oh,
Slider
yes.
finds the inside corner. And Bartley down looking on
Number
strikes.
14, the left fielder, Jackson.
7 Ks on the night now for Dow.
And certainly we talked about allowing a pitcher to get into that rhythm, without putting the ball in play too much here. And Moncton able to get some damage done last inning as they were able to get a few base runners on, but only able to push 1 run across. Is that pitch going to miss inside for ball 1 to left fielder Jackson Decker? Decker 0 for 1. He is one of those 7 strikeouts so far in this game. Back in the 2nd inning. 1-0 pitch from Dow. Fastball popped up on the infield. That's going to be over by the Mets dugout.
There you go. There you go.
And Galbraith able to get over there and make the catch.
Number 25, the first baseman, Brian Smith.
There's been several errors here at the field, Dan, by both visiting teams and our home team with the lights and the sun. You saw that error at first base last inning.
Right.
You saw the reaction of Galbraith. He lost it. There was no chance.
Right. And that's tough. And I mean, it's just one of those things as a pitcher where, you're going to be upset, but at the same time, it's just that time of the day where you have to be cognizant of the sun and where it is. And I laugh. I watched the Major League highlights a couple of days ago, and there was a guy at third base, and I forget which. It might have been Colorado, where the ball, he actually knew where the sun was in the field and bounced the ball to second base for the double play.
That's what I was just going to talk about that. Yeah.
Just picked up the ball like it was nothing at second base, and it's smart plays like that, but certainly a little bit tough too when you have that sun. But no problem with the sun now, as that's
right.
Set over to the left of us now as that ball lands foul. You see our friends from the KV Red Sox running down the right field line to retrieve that for the team.
Free freezy or $1 off a bag of chips when they take the ball back to the team.
There you go. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Dow with a couple of shakes, and he has the sign he wants from Mark Legier. Here comes the pitch. Slider chopped out just to the right of Dow. That's going to be a tough play. Second baseman, Tyler Doucette, flips on to first. That was a nifty-looking play there as he's able to retire Brian Smith at first.
You had to be quick there. That's one of the things that's an illusion here at second base is you see how the depth of the second baseman and those little choppers. He had to run just as far to get to the ball as the guy had to run to first base.
Absolutely. It's a tough play. But a good one as the Mets are set down in order in the top of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no St. John errors. Nobody left on base. We are through 3.5 innings of play here at Memorial Field in the Port City. The score remains the St. John Alpines 3, the Moncton Mets 1. We will be right back for the bottom of the 4th inning. Here in New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action, brought to you by CABC Baseball. Dan Esty, Aaron McKenna will be right back in a couple of minutes.
St. John, the bottom of the fourth inning is number 7.
Welcome back. Bottom of the fourth inning here at Memorial Field in St. John. Back to the top of the order for the Alpines here this inning. Will be shortstop Adam Clark to lead things off, followed by the designated hitter and pitcher Hayden Dow. The third baseman Connor Hill due up third, as they will be facing Moncton relief pitcher Jeremy Moray, who came in the second inning of this game to relieve starting pitcher Jesse Malone. Had a few control issues tonight. Having a hard time finding the strike zone there in that second inning. So Moray evens the count now, and the shortstop, Clark, is now 1-1. Clark 0 for 1 tonight, grounded out to second base. He walked in his last at bat. That slider misses outside for a ball. So the count now 2 balls and 1 strike here on the veteran Clark.
Dan, as many junior pitchers as I've seen here at home, is there a pitch count on these guys when they come up?
So not a pitch count, but they do still fall under the arm care rules that Baseball Canada puts in place. So after a certain number of pitches, they have to rest for a certain number of days.
Okay, that's what the
when they
situation
return,
is.
whether it would be here at senior or the 22Us.
Yeah.
That ball popped up mile high up on the infield. It will be the third baseman, Justin Bro, who makes the catch there.
Number 22.
And Adam Clark is retired for the first out here in the bottom of the fourth.
I was asking because, you know, the young pitcher's doing great. At the same time, the Alpines are pushing his pitch count like it's climbing here.
Yeah.
He's going into the, I don't want to say deep into every count, but there's 2 balls, 2 balls, 2 balls.
Right. And it's tough. I mean, he certainly, I will tell you, is that ball chopped foul there by Hayden Dow. You know, he's certainly working off that slider right now.
Yeah.
And he's kind of mixing in the fastball, which, you know what, you go with what you're comfortable with.
That's right.
Also, it keeps batters off balance, too. Is that one going to fall in on the outside corner for strike 2? So the count now, no balls and 2 strikes here on the pitcher, Hayden Dow.
And the reason I asked, Dan, is because I want to see the Alpines not come out of the game.
Yeah. That one chopped foul at the plate. The count remains 0-2 here on Hayden Dow. Dow 0 for 2 tonight, grounded out to second, struck out in his last at bat. Currently finds himself down 0-2 here right now. That pitch going to miss up in the zone for ball 1. I do want to make sure we give a big thank you to our in-game sponsor this evening for the CABC broadcast, Firm Foundation Media, as Dow swings through that off-speed pitch, and he's down on strikes for the second time this evening. We're out number 2.
16, the third baseman.
We really appreciate all their work that they do for us. Scott is the producer of our podcast, which we will have an episode coming out soon, as we completed episode 6, the recording this week. And I'll be sending those files off to him. So hopefully that will be out in the next couple of days. And then next week we'll have our big Ontario Men's AAA National Qualifying Tournament podcast, which will kind of set fans up for that. Probably one of the biggest tournaments in the country. 19-team double knockout tournament,
Right.
which is going to determine the Ontario representative for the Canadian Men's Championship, which will take place in the Miramichi. So we'll have live action from that for you as well next weekend, but we're going to set things up with our podcast next week, hopefully.
Will there be 1 team or 2 teams?
This year it's only 1, because
One team.
Newfoundland is going this year.
Yep.
Usually if there's a team that doesn't attend, they will give Ontario a second berth.
Yes.
That curveball chopped in the ground, that is
Going to be a hard throw.
called foul. And
What?
that was
What?
Very close. It looked like it might have been just
Sheesh.
outside the bag, but
Well, he's
Very,
closer to
very
the bag
close.
than we are, Dan.
yeah. I was going to say, he's probably got a better
Okay.
view than
Pretty
us.
tough for me to argue from here, isn't it?
So that evens the count now, 2-2 here on Alpine's third baseman, Connor Hill. Hill is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Walked back in the first. He has a pair of stolen bases on the evening. Here's the pitch from Murray. Changeup, that is swung on and missed. And Hill is down on strikes. And the Alpines are all done here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
There were no errors and nobody left.
There was no runs on no hits. There were no Moncton errors. There was nobody left on base. We continue to cruise here into the top of the 5th. here at Memorial Field in St. John, New Brunswick. The score remains the St. John Alpines 3, the Moncton Mets 1. Again, we're going to take a quick break here from New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action. Dan Esty on the call along with Aaron McKenna. Take a quick pause. We'll be right back for the 5th inning here in a couple of minutes. The umpires put in their report. Welcome back. Top of the 5th inning here at Memorial Field in St. John as catcher Nick LeBlanc rips that one down the right field line, but it is fouled just outside of first base. So the count 0-1. It will be LeBlanc followed by the third baseman, Justin Brow. And we'll be back to the top of the order for center fielder Don Goods here in the top of the 5th. Mets find themselves down a pair of runs here right now, and a little bit of a quick inning last inning for Hayden Dow, but certainly the Mets with a productive 3rd inning, even though they left a couple of runners on base there were able to get one across though. 1-1 pitch from Dow. That one misses down for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to count on LeBlanc, who is yet to register an official at bat tonight. He walked in his first at bat, has scored the only run of the game so far for the Mets. 2-1 pitch, slider, misses the outside corner, ball 3.
Nobody in the bullpen for the Alpines either here in the top of the 5th inning.
Not yet.
So they're...
And I had to figure with Hayden coming out early in that last game, that one hit up the middle. Nice play there by Dow as he's able to come up with that one. He's going to run it over and flip it to Galbraith at first. And there's 1 out now as LeBlanc grounds out back to the pitcher.
Dow ran a long ways to first there, didn't he?
I'll say he's getting the sprints in. But yeah, with Dow coming out of that game early in Moncton, you had to figure he was probably going to get extended a little bit tonight. So certainly working into the 5th inning here right now with a 3-1 lead. He's only given up a pair of hits so far, so certainly being efficient and productive in this one so far as Bro takes a check swing at that one for strike 1. That ball hit on the ground to third base. Good play there by Connor Hill. Up and across the diamond, in there in plenty of time. And Bro is down for the 2nd out on the 5-3 putout from Connor Hill.
4, the center fielder, Don Goods.
So 2 outs now here, top of the 5th, and we're back to the top of the order for center fielder Don Goods. That pitch misses just outside for ball 1.
He hit the ball hard into right field his last time up at bat.
As you mentioned, 1 for 2 with that line drive single to right field. They'll take that pitch for strike 1. And as you said, Goods hitting just around 400 so far this year. Has been very productive at the plate for the Mets. That slider, he just missed that one. Popped up to shortstop. Adam Clark going to camp under it. He'll make the catch. And that is all for the Moncton Mets here in the top of the 5th inning.
That's a great start for Hayden Dow.
Absolutely. Solid inning there. No runs for no hits for the Mets there in the top of the 5th. There were no St. John errors. And there was no one left on base.
A on the lineup.
We continue to roll here as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Memorial Park in St. John. The score remains the St. John Alpines 3 and the Moncton Mets 1. Quick look at our out-of-town scoreboard as we continue to follow Snag and the boys up in the Miramichi. They're into the bottom of the 4th inning now in that game. It is the Fredericton Royals 9 and the Chatham Ironmen 4 in that game at Waldo Henderson. So we'll keep an eye on that one for you as we're on the air here this evening. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 5th inning here in New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action brought to you by CABC Baseball. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes.
Leading off for St. John's, the bottom of the 5th inning is number 8. The catcher, Mark Lejeune.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 5th inning here in St. John, New Brunswick, as we bring you this New Brunswick Senior Baseball League regular season matchup between the Moncton Mets and the St. John Alpines. Catcher Mark Lejeune going to lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. He takes a slider just in the upper part of the zone for strike 1.
You think the velocity has changed anything here now that he's going into his fourth inning of pitching here? Do you think he still has the same
hard
mustard?
To say, and I mean, we haven't really seen too many fastballs. I'll be honest with you. I think he kind of learned his lesson. A couple of fastballs got hit hard, and it's been the majority of stuff now has been off speed, whether it's been that changeup or the slider that he's been throwing. That pitch is fouled down the left field line.
That's what I'm seeing a mix-up. It's a mix-up between that changeup now that he's coming in with an off-speed pitch.
There's that changeup there, and
that's how you work your way through the order second, third time, right? You throw those new pitches in there. And that's what I was saying. I was seeing a speed change.
Mm-hmm. So the count's still 0-2. Here's the pitch from Murray. That changeup going to miss outside for ball 1. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lejeune batting right now. Ryan Galbraith due up second this inning. The right fielder, Jake McCarthy, due up third. That pitch just misses for a ball. Looked like Murray wanted that one for a strike, but he says just misses for ball 2. Count even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Murray. Nice looking change up there again, and Lejeune swings through that one, and he is down on strikes for the first out here in the home half of the 5th.
The first baseman, Ryan Galbraith.
So 1 out. That's going to bring up first baseman Ryan Galbraith. 0 for 2 tonight with a pair of fielder's choices. He's hit the ball hard twice, but just ends up being at the right people with the right runners on base here right now. And a little bit of bad luck for him so far here tonight. Pitch misses for ball 1. Just having a peek here at the other game happening right now. It does look like the Royals are throwing import pitcher Kensuke Miura tonight. Not sure if he started or came in relief. That pitch misses for ball 2. Speaking of relief, Jeremy Murray has done a good job with that here so far in this one for Moncton. As Galbraith swings through that one and misses for strike 2. Murray came in relief of starting pitcher Jesse Malone back in the second inning, who was struggling with some control issues and has certainly settled in nicely as Galbraith's going to cue that one off the end of his bat down the right field line. He'll make the big turnaround first, but he's going to put on the brakes. And that will be a 1-out single for Ryan Galbraith, his first hit of the evening.
Number 3, the right fielder, Jake McCarthy.
The second hit of the evening for the Alpines as a team.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of hits tonight, Dan. 4 hits on the night.
That's it. Our line score so far brought to you by Firm Foundation Media. 1 run on 2 hits so far for the Moncton Mets. No errors in the field for the St. John Alpines. 3 runs on 2 hits. And they've committed 2 errors in the field so far. Our thank you to Firm Foundation Media for their support of the CABC this year. So first pitch to Jake McCarthy. And therefore strike 1.
McCarthy's won a couple of junior championships here in New Brunswick. He's been one of the top players of the junior league offensively for the past several years.
That ball roped to second base. Good play there by St. Pierre. On to first. And McCarthy, good hustle down the line there as he's going to beat that play. So he'll reach on the fielder's
Number
choice.
6, the left fielder, Cole Flowers.
Good try there by the Mets as they try and spin the double play to get out of the inning, but McCarthy not going to let that happen this time.
Cole Flowers is one of the players I was talking to this afternoon when I told him that CABC was coming to the game. The smile on his face was cheek to cheek, or ear to ear, you say. Whatever it was, he was so proud to have you guys come to the game here tonight.
No, we're very happy. We've been able to get around the province a little bit here and during my time home here in the province of New Brunswick. It's been great to see some great baseball.
I think you're one of the biggest fans in the province, are you? Would you call yourself a celebrity?
No, I'm not going to go that far. No.
We love you down here, Dan.
No, it's been a lot of fun. We're in our 4th year of operation, and certainly have enjoyed what we're doing, and have grown now from I don't know what you would call it, a website to a website with a live stream and a podcast and a few other things now. So
I thought it'd be tricky to ask you on the air, but I did want to ask you with the new responsibilities you've added into your program, are you loving it as much as you were in day one? Are you still progressing through love?
It's you know what, it's a process for sure. It's a lot of work, but you know, it's the feedback that you get and the folks that follow along. You know, we're close to
your fans,
close to 2,000 people following now on our X account. We have over 1,800 following on Facebook now as that pitch is in there for.
And you have a different type of follower too. You we're following, like they're interested. You know, they like the content, they like the stats.
I mean, I think back to my days of playing, and you know, if you would go to a national championship, you didn't really know much about the teams that were there. As that pitch just misses the outside corner. So Cole Flowers going to make his way to first with the walk, and this inning is extended.
Number 46, the center fielder, Zach Alain.
So we'll bring up Alpine center fielder Zach Alain for his 3rd at bat of the night. 0 for 1, a walk and a run scored. He flew out to center field in his last at bat, but no, certainly you look at the dynamic that it's created now where, you know, we've gone to national championships the last couple of years. We've worked on broadcast teams.
Yes.
You know, and just following, you know, we're up to 12 leagues that we're following now across 7 provinces. It's been a lot of fun for sure. It's a lot of work, but, you know, the product that has been created certainly for us has been something we're pretty proud of. So, so that pitch in there for strike 1 to center fielder Zach Alain from right-hander Jeremy Moret of the Moncton Mets.
Still nobody up in the bullpen for either team.
Well, I think, you know, Moret being a young fella, you know, he's started back in the 2nd inning, so I would say he's probably pushing 60 pitches or so right now, but it seems like he still has a little bit in the tank here for sure. And then Hayden Dow has looked sharp as well. So
he has.
We'll see how this one's going to finish up. That curveball misses up for a ball. So I believe the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs here as we play in the bottom of the 5th inning. 3-1 St. John Alpines lead this game over the Moncton Mets. That ball roped to left center field. That is going to get down for a single. Left fielder Jackson Decker gets to that one. Great throw in as Trevor Beach has got to put up the stop sign for McCarthy at 3rd. And you could tell he wanted to try it there, but
he did.
Unfortunately, Jackson Decker did a real good job of getting to that one and cutting it off, and a good strong throw there to the 3rd baseman, Bro. And that will load the bases now for the Alpines here in the home half of the 5th. They've used a pair of hits as well as a walk in this inning to load them up now with 2 outs. And that's going to bring up the number 9 hitter on the evening for the Alpines, second baseman Tyler Doucette. And as you mentioned before in the game, Doucette, one of the 22U call-ups, along with a few others on this team that are up playing tonight, and certainly finds himself here in a big spot now where he can kind of break this game open a little bit with a base hit.
It's one of the things I'll say about the regular season, if you allow me to say it that way, is the experience that it gives the players in these situations.
Mm-hmm. That ball hit hard, and that's going to get past Cormier and into center field. Center fielder Don Goods up, and that is an excellent throw from out there. So that's only going to bring 1 run in. But again, that's going to extend this Alpines lead now as they lead in this game by a score of 4 to run.
Great throw from Goods from center to only keep the
absolutely
1 runner to score.
When we talk about getting some help from your younger players, and certainly right there, a great piece of hitting by Tyler Doucette as he drills that pitch up the middle past an extended Justin Cormier there into center field, picks up the 1 RBI, extends the Alpines lead now to 4 to 1. His first hit on the evening, that RBI single. That pitch is popped up on the infield. Don Goods with the strong call, and he'll make the catch. But not before the Alpines able to tack one on here in the bottom of the 5th.
No errors and 3 left. After 5, St. John 4, and Moncton 1.
As the Alpines able to extend their lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning, they score 1 run on 3 hits. There were no Moncton errors. And the Alpines leave 3 runners on base. We are through 5 innings of play here from Memorial Field in St. John, New Brunswick. The score, the St. John Alpines 4 and the Moncton Mets 1. Left-hander Hayden Dow going to make his way back out to the mound to start the 6th inning. We are going to take a quick break, though, as we continue to bring you New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action here in the Port City, brought to you by CABC Baseball. Dan Esty on the call, tagging up tonight with Alpines play-by-play man Aaron McKenna. We'll be right back here in a couple of minutes for the top of the 6th. All right, welcome back. We are into the top of the 6th inning here in St. John. This game between the Moncton Mets and St. John Alpines. That ball is belted to right field. Looks like it's going to stay in the park. Jake McCarthy over towards the right field line. Ooh.
Fell down catching it.
A little bit of an awkward catch there, but he does hang on to it.
Big out to get Cormier out to lead things off
sure. Here. I mean, you're going through 2, 3, 4 here, so this inning, certainly has the ability to be a little bit challenging for Dow, but certainly getting that leadoff batter helps out there as they get Cormier to fly out to right field. He's 0 for 3 on the night with a pair of flyouts as well as a fielder's choice. So with 1 out, that will bring up Nick St. Pierre, and that ball is drilled to second base, and that is just over the glove of Tyler Doucette into right center field. So he didn't touch that one. I'm going to say that's probably going to be scored a hit.
They're going to call that a hit, man.
That ball was stung pretty hard and just took a little bit of a bigger hop there than Doucette was thinking, I think. And the Mets have a runner aboard here with 1 out at first base. Quick check of our Out of Town Scoreboard brought to you by Firm Foundation Media, our in-game sponsor tonight. Things getting a little bit tighter up in the Miramichi now. They're playing in the bottom of the 4th inning. Scoring that one now, the Fredericton Royals 9, the Chatham Ironmen 6. So we'll continue to bring you updates in that one as long as we are on the air here. As that pitch goes to the backstop, the base runner is going to advance to second base. That is Nick St. Pierre.
Just interesting as well, Dan. I talked earlier in the game about third base being optional. St. Pierre is one of those base stealers.
Mm-hmm.
They like to take third. They like to take third in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League.
Yep. That pitch in there for a strike from Dow.
You can see there's been a number of pass balls for every pitcher, the 3 pitchers that we've seen here tonight. So it's just another way they...
That ball chopped off the plate. That is going to be a tough play for Adam Clark. He's going to fake the throw to first and try and backdoor at third, but St. Pierre not biting on that one.
Number 6, the right fielder, Sean Bartley.
That's a pretty good looking pitch there by Hayden Dow, but just some bad luck there as that's just high enough that it gets over the head of Dow. And that little infield single is now going to have runners at the corners.
They're putting runner in for Lund. Pinch runner.
So I believe that's probably going to have to be Jeremy Murray then. That's going to come in.
You think they're bringing Murray in?
And he'll just have to hit for himself, which, like I said, he did
That's
very
the time
well
of the
for
game to
himself
do
on
that.
Monday.
Yeah.
Aaron Moncton.
So you're right, Dan. So that's what I was going to ask here. With first and third, left-hander up, you're down by 2. Are you stealing second base? Are we going to see this runner take off on a lefty?
I mean, it's hard to say right now. I mean, the fact that it is a left-handed pitcher, he's not going to be able to get as big as lead as you possibly can get. And, Legier behind the plate has a great arm as Bartley swings through that pitch and misses for strike 1. Bartley 0 for 2 tonight with a pair of strikeouts.
I was telling you earlier in the game, Bartley hit a game-tying home run in the 6th inning his last time in the ballpark.
Runner takes off. That pitch fouled off over by the St. John dugout. So the base runner, Jeremy Murray, going to have to make his way back to first. Looks like he was getting a little bit of a chuckle there at a second baseman, Tyler Doucette. I'm sure they know each other
Exactly, yeah. 0-2 with 1 out. Dowd likes to go after the strikes.
Long look over to first here by Dow.
There you go. There you go.
Check over to first. Time was called at the plate, though.
Dow was waiting for him to make a move. He was going to try to get him off weight, and he shifted his weight. He was just waiting for him to shift his weight, and he was going to have him.
Yeah.
You got to like the smart pitchers in the league. We have a few of them.
Absolutely.
And he was trying to play that base runner a little smarter there. He doesn't want to get him in scoring position.
Here's the pitch. And like you said, Dow not wasting any time there. He goes right after Bartley. He gets in with the fastball there for the strikeout.
Number 14, the left fielder, Jackson Decker.
I believe if I'm counting right at my scorebook, that's number 8 for Dow on the evening.
Yes.
So 2 outs here. The Mets are threatening in this inning as they do have runners at the corner. As it's going to be left fielder Jackson Decker. He takes a slider on the outside part of the plate for strike 1.
Decker's one of the Moncton Mets pitchers as well. Wouldn't see as many as bats as the other guy. 27 at bats on the season, 296 batting average.
A fastball up in the zone, and
that had some heat on it, that pitch too.
I was going to say, you can see Dow kind of emptying the tank here, and there's still no action in the pen. But
no, he came out
he's
with
really
that
bearing
fastball
down here and trying to go after the middle of the order here. So they count 1 ball and 1 strike on the left fielder Decker. Here's the pitch, slider chopped at the plate. That is going to go foul. And Hayden Dow 1 strike away from getting out of this dilemma here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what pitch he goes with here.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
He's been up in the count like all game.
And again, he's done a good job of mixing pitches there too.
He has.
Not going with the same thing all the time when he is up in counts. So
He's up and against an experienced batter at the same time. He's
Slider, that one fouled off the foot of Decker, and that one certainly didn't feel good as he's going to take a second to try and get himself together. And
no, he's in some pain.
yeah, that caught him just in the right spot. I don't know if it was the foot or the shin, but certainly didn't feel good at all there.
Hi, how are you?
Tell Mom next time you want to go in front of the camera so you can get on TV.
So Decker looks like he is okay. He's getting checked
he's
on by Hillier and Malone here, the two coaches currently. So he's going to take a second to make sure he's good, and a little bit of courtesy there from Mark Legier as he takes a walk out to talk to Dow there to give him a few extra minutes to get himself settled.
You got to love it for the game, eh? Like some of these players play through injuries through the season. They've got full-time jobs. They've got families. And here he's still going back up to bat, you know.
I mean,
he could have a broken toe right now, still playing through it.
I mean, I hate to say they're in a bad spot right now because they've used both guys that are on their lineup card tonight that are on the bench. So I don't think they have anyone else left to go in. But that fastball misses. A little bit of a delayed steal there by Moray as he takes second base without a throw. So the count even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Here's the pitch from Dow. Slider, outside corner.
Decker didn't like the pitch.
Dow lets out a little bit of a yell there going into the dugout, and certainly, you can tell from the reaction to Jackson Decker there, he didn't like that call.
And there were 2 runners left.
9 Ks for Dow now on the night. Going into the 6th. 4 hits for both teams. We've had a good baseball game here tonight, Dan.
So for the Mets in the top of the 6th inning, no runs on 2 hits. There were no St. John errors. And the Mets leave 2 runners on base. We head to the home half of the 6th inning. The score remains the St. John Alpines 4, the Moncton Mets 1. Again, thank you so much for joining us on our live stream tonight from coast to coast. We appreciate the support and those that have been watching here during our time in New Brunswick.
Nick St. Pierre now pitching. The pitcher is at second.
So we do have some defensive changes that are going to happen here. But first, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll get back to those in a second after this half inning. Dan Esty, Aaron McKenna on the call with you here from Memorial Field. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes.
Bottom of the 6th inning is number 22, the designated hitter, Kate Dow.
All right, welcome back. Bottom of the 6th inning here at Memorial Field in St. John, New Brunswick. Live New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action as the St. John Alpines lead this game currently by a score of 4-1 over the Moncton Mets. A few defensive changes for the Mets this inning. Second baseman Nick St. Pierre going to make his way to the mound. He'll take over from Jeremy Moray, who did a great job coming in partway through the 2nd inning from starter Jesse Malone, who came out after 1 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs and having a few control issues. But the youngster Moray did a great job of keeping his team in this one as he only allows 1 run over his, I guess, close to 4 innings of work there as we're currently into the 6th.
He did a great job.
Absolutely. So St. Pierre going to take over for him on the mound. I don't know if St. Pierre doing too much pitching this year.
This will be his 3rd appearance.
Okay.
Pitched 5 innings, faced 22 batters. He allowed 4 runs in the 5 innings that he's pitched.
Okay. So I think just doing some innings fillings here as
That's right.
Dow gets a good piece of that one. Hopefully not by my car that's parked down there. See, fouls that one out of play. 2-3-4 due up here for the Alpines. Hayden Dow at the plate right now. Connor Hill due up second. As the catcher, Mark Legier, due to hit third this inning. 1-2 pitch from St. Pierre. Fastball, that one belted down the left field line as well.
You know, being the hometown play-by-play, I'm cheering for the Alpines, Dan, but one of the things I give the Mets credit for this season is everybody stepping up, taking a turn, taking a role. It's the regular season. That's what the guys are telling me before the game.
Yep.
They're gonna get a chance in the playoffs. So they're just giving some different guys a chance on the mound here.
Yep.
And that's how they have to get through their season. That's what it takes.
Absolutely. I mean, you get into those best-of-7 series, and even when you get into a play-in game for sure, like it's going to be all hands on deck at that point for sure. And that slider misses outside from St. Pierre for ball 3. It fills the count 3-2. And certainly right now it looks like it could be St. John and Moncton in that 4-5 matchup to play into the playoffs.
Yep.
But things can certainly change too. I mean, St. John's starting to nip on the heels of the Royals a little bit. As that ball punched to left field. Looks like Jack and Decker, has a beat on that one, and he will make the
The winning
catch.
number of the 50-50 draw for $90. The last 3 digits, 374. The last 3 digits of the winning
Matt
number.
Beach, I mentioned, was injured.
374.
I don't know if we did talk about that, but Matt Beach is injured this season for the Alpines. He's a big hole in the middle of the order right now, and that's what we're seeing at this home game as well. There hasn't been a lot of hits in tonight's game.
No. 4 hits aside right now as we look at our in-game recap brought to you by Firm Foundation Media. 4 hits. As that pitch goes to the backstop for ball 1. A little bit of a laugh there from St. Pierre. As, like we said, he's not too accustomed to the pitching role here in this one.
Again, we're seeing the guys smile out on the field. I talked about it earlier.
They're having fun with it.
They're having fun.
For our in-game recap, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Moncton Mets. As that pitch just misses inside for a ball. For the Alpines, 4 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors in the field. So hits certainly at a premium right now in this one, but the difference in the game right now is that pitch is in there for strike 1. That 1 inning, a little bit of a rough inning there where we go through 6 walks.
Yes.
The Alpines get 3 runs.
3 runs.
That's the difference in the game right now.
It's a difference.
Right? So.
The big names for the Alpines have been quiet on the bats tonight.
Mm-hmm. Good block there from Nick LeBlanc as that pitch is spiked in the dirt for ball 3. So 3-1 the count here now on Connor Hill. As we said before the inning started, catcher Mark Legier waits on deck.
There we go.
So that pitch going to miss for a ball. Connor Hill going to make his way to first. The Alpines with a 1-out base runner here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Now we're going to see what happens here, Dan. I love this part of the game. 1 out, Legier up at bat. Legier's one of the RBI kings in the league. Are we going to see Connor Hill steal second? Is he going to be gone here right away?
I mean, I'm not going to coach, but, he's got 2 stolen bases already this game, and I'm assuming, Coach Trevor Beach not going to have to do much here. He's probably going to tell Connor Hill, if you feel you got to jump, you take it. That being said, you have to make sure that you have to good jump there, because you don't want to, those free passes, again, you don't want to take that right out of your hands right away and erase it with getting caught stealing. So
there's
that
the
pitch
pass
misses
ball.
outside. Look at that bounce.
Big
off the
bounce, big
backstop,
bounce.
Looked like LeBlanc might have had a shot there with the throw, but opts to hang on to it. So the runner going to advance to second on the wild pitch.
Well, you think the players in the dugout look up the statistics of the pitcher when they make the pitching changes?
That's hard to say.
Do they get a little scouting report on them like we did?
That one fouled off just down the right field line by Legier. Hard to say with that stuff, and I'm sure they see each other enough during the year as well, too. I mean, it's only a 5-team league, right? So you're playing 28 games. You're going to be playing each of the other teams.
You're right,
times.
Dan.
You're going to see them quite a bit, right? So I'm sure they keep it in mind. I'm sure they have a peek before the game.
Yeah.
With that being said, in game, I'm not sure they would do too much. Is that ball chopped back to the pitcher? Good play there by St. Pierre as he throws on to first. And Legier is retired for the second out here in the bottom of the sixth. So the 1-3 put out.
No, the Alpines haven't been able to get anything going really offensively here. Let's see what Galbraith can do here in the bottom of the sixth. Quiet bats through the middle of the order. Galbraith had a single his last time up at bat.
So for the night, Legier 0 for 4 now. You can hear taking out a little bit of that frustration, I think, in the dugout. Hasn't been able to really square anything up tonight. That pitch taken inside for ball 1 to Ryan Galbraith. He's 1 for 3 with a single in his last at bat. Pair of fielder's choices back in the earlier innings. Good pitch there as that one's tipped into the catcher's mitt for strike 1. And 4-1 St. John Alpines over the Moncton Mets here as we play in the bottom of the 6th inning. Dan Esty on the call on this one, joined by Alpines play-by-play man Aaron McKenna. Again, we're very appreciative of Aaron as well as the whole St. John Alpines organization for having us in this evening for the game.
We're happy to have you here, Dan.
After the game, we're going to have our announcement for our Inked Baseball Player of the Game, which we will go and present them with a CABC baseball hat,
Okay.
as we've done for each of the games so far that we've done here in the province.
Great.
So Aaron and I will put our heads together after this one and come up with our selection, and then on the way out of the park, I'll make sure that that player gets the hat. And a huge thank you to Inked Baseball. They do all of our clothing, our hoodies, t-shirts, hats, everything that we get made, so we're very appreciative of them for their support. So that pitch goes to the backstop. The runner going to make their way to third. That is Connor Hill. That is a walk for
Number 3, the
Galbraith.
right fielder, Jake McCarthy.
So no steals from Connor Hill, but he's able to advance 2 bases on a pair of wild pitches.
Yep.
Galbraith stands at first after the walk.
Galbraith's 3 for 3. McCarthy here has been on base 3 times tonight. All 3 at bats. Scored 2 runs. 2 of the 4 runs.
Yep, so far for him on the evening, 1 for 2. He has a single, a fielder's choice, and a walk. As you said, scored 2 runs so far in the game. He squares up here with relief pitcher Nick St. Pierre. First pitch in the dirt. Good block there from
Oh, there goes Galbraith.
Nick LeBlanc. Galbraith's going to make his way.
Now we got
second
second
on
and
the
third.
pitch.
Good heads-up play by Galbraith.
Yeah, it takes the force out at second, which is good. So we have runners at second and third now, 2 outs, a 1-out count here on McCarthy. 4-1 St. John lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. That one belted, but it is going to be foul at a play down the left field side. Over onto Deaver Street. 1-1 count here, 2 outs. Again, Nick St. Pierre, the third pitcher of the evening for the Mets. The look in here to catcher Nick LeBlanc. Here's the pitch. Slider that misses outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike now the count. So St. Pierre has his sign. Here's the pitch. That one fouled off at the plate. So the count now, even at 2-2 with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 6th.
It's one of these pitches where the pitcher's going to come to the plate. He's going to let the guy put it in play. That's all what he's trying to do here. His team's got to be behind him to shut down this inning.
So St. Pierre has his sign. Here comes the pitch. That one misses just down and in for a ball.
St. Pierre would have taken that one.
Yeah. So the count now 3 balls, 2 strikes. So no runner on first here, so the runners will not be on the move. Here's the full count pitch to McCarthy. That slider is on the outside corner, and that is a big pitch by Nick St. Pierre.
Big
For
pitch.
St. John, bottom of the 6th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 runners left. After 6 innings, St. John 4 and Moncton 1.
So big pitch there by St. Pierre as he's able to get out of a little bit of a jam here in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Alpines. No runs on no hits. There were no Moncton errors, and there were a pair of runners left on base by the Alpines. We head to the top of the 7th inning in this one as Hayden Dow heads back out to the mound to look to try and put a wrap on this one. The score after 6 complete innings of play, it is the St. John Alpines 4 and the Moncton Mets 1. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back to Memorial Field. New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action brought to you by CABC Baseball. Again, we're going to have our Inked Player of the Game announcement brought to you by Inked Baseball following this one. But we'll be right back in a couple of minutes.
Brian Smith.
Welcome back to Memorial Field, top of the 7th inning. And the Moncton Mets with a little bit of work here to do, as this is the top of the last inning. They currently trail this game 4-1 to the St. John Alpines. 9-1-2, I believe. Or no, sorry, 7-8-9 due up here for the Mets. As it will be first baseman Brian Smith to lead things off here against left-hander Hayden Dow.
Big cut from Smith.
Yeah, big cut there. And you talked about this last inning. It almost seems like Dow has amped up his speed as he's gotten later in this game,
right.
which he misses outside of the slider on that one for a 1-1 count. But catcher Nick LeBlanc due up second this inning for the Mets. And it will be the third baseman Justin Brow due up third. 1-1 pitch coming from Hayden Dow. That one fouled into the netting. The count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. As we still see a few of our friends from the 11U KV Red Sox hanging out tonight. They were
we had a lot of youngsters at the game tonight.
Guests of honor tonight for the St. John Alpines. They got to take part in batting practice before the game with both teams. And then we had, before the game started, Hunter Charret, who hustled out to the mound and threw the opening pitch for us. So
big cuts.
Brian Smith down on strikes. A huge thank you to Coach Adam from their team for bringing them to the park tonight. I know Terry wanted me to make sure I got that on the air, but big thank you to them for hanging out at the park tonight, and hope they enjoyed their experience here at the park. So Brian Smith down on strikes for the first out here in the top of the 7th. That is going to bring up the catcher, Nick LeBlanc.
He scored the only run here tonight for the Mets.
That's correct.
On a walk back in the 3rd inning.
1-0 pitch from Dow. That one finds the outside corner for strike 1. Evens the count now 1-1. Scotty Lyons, thank you for the support on the stream. Glad you're enjoying the broadcast tonight. That pitch misses down for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike the count now.
Hayden Dow looking good in this complete game.
Yeah, he's still got a couple of outs to go here, but certainly he's been all over the strike zone, and that ball grounded to the third base. Good throw across the diamond from Connor Hill, and they're able to retire.
Hill's looking good on the corner here tonight as well.
Nick LeBlanc for the second out, and certainly he has looked well there tonight. And defensively for the Alpines, they had those 1 inning with a couple of errors there, and one of them, you know, it's tough there when that ball gets tossed into the sun, but you know, outside of that, they've been pretty solid defensively. So have the Mets, and you know, they just haven't been able to get a hit when they needed it in this one so far. But that pitch misses up to ball 1 to third baseman Justin Brow. And like they say, all you need in poker is a chip and a chair, and
there you go.
They still got 1 out here left to work with, so not over yet, but you know, certainly against the wall here now with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. That fastball is going to find the outside corner for strike one. Again, reminder, we will have our inked baseball player of the game. Following this one, we'll make that announcement before we go off the air. Another good-looking fastball there from Hayden Dow. Finds the corner, and the Mets down to their final strike of this game now.
Oh, there you
That
go.
fastball in the outside corner, and that is the ball game.
10 strikeouts for Hayden Dow on the night.
The final score is St. John 4 and Moncton 1. The winning pitcher is Hayden Dow with 11 strikeouts.
Oh, 11, that's the box is saying.
So, for the Mets in the top half of the seventh, they get no runs on no hits. There were no St. John errors, and there were no runners left on base. The final score this evening from Memorial Field here in St. John, New Brunswick. It is the St. John Alpines improving to 8-11 on the season. So they take this one by a score of 4-1 over the Moncton Mets, who dropped to 3-18. Our inked baseball player of the game, and I would say this is probably an easy one, but a complete game win on the mound for left-hander Hayden Dow. He's going to pick up the nod tonight. He is the winning pitcher in this one. The losing pitcher for the Moncton Mets is starting pitcher Jesse Malone. Aaron, thank you so much for having us down here. We really appreciate you hanging out tonight. That is all that we have here tonight from Memorial Field. We will be back faster than you know, as we will be at Royals Field in Marysville, New Brunswick tomorrow. These same Moncton Mets will be making their way up to Baseball Hill as they will take on the Fredericton Royals. As I mentioned their name right now, we will take a quick flip back here before we go off the air. That game currently sits in the top of the sixth inning right now at Waldo Henderson Field in the Miramichi. It is the Fredericton Royals who lead that game by a score of 9-6. With a pair of runners on and one out in the top of the sixth. So if you want to join in on that one, make sure to go and follow them. You can find Snag Sports on YouTube. You'll find the live stream there for that one. Thank you so much for joining us from St. John this evening. We appreciate your support, and we will see you tomorrow night in Marysville, New Brunswick. Take care and have a great night.